Hey guys, welcome to the Touchdown Table. I'm Ryan, that's Tyler, that's Jordan, and in this video we are going to be doing our AFC West predictions for the upcoming season. You know, everyone's going to talk about the Chiefs. We know they're good, and they are, but there are still three other teams in this division that are worth talking about, so we're going to talk about all of the teams in this division and break them down for you and give you our picks.
Well, you mentioned the Chiefs. Let's just talk about them first, get it over with, talk about how everything on this team is just so great. From the coaching to the offensive line to the entire offense to the defense to the staff, everything is amazing.
Yeah.
So, Jordan, you can read off some notable players, and we'll leave it at that, really, because there's not much to say. It's just so good.
Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Damian Williams, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, my guy, Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, Mecole Hardman, Travis Kelce, Eric Fisher, Kelechi Osemele, Mitchell Schwartz, and that's basically all the offense. Those are all the really notable names. Some of the guys I missed was Andrew Wiley and Austin Reeder, who are both linemen. That's the offense. Then we move to the defensive side of the ball. Chris Jones, Frank Clark, Willie Gay Jr., Damian Wilson, Rashad Breeland, Tyrann Mathieu, Juan Thornhill, and others as well. Those are all such notable names. And when you look at the Chiefs roster, you're really thinking offense because of those names that I named off. Patrick Mahomes, Tyler's MVP pick for this year, guy who just got paid $500 million. Half a billion. No, it is $500 million. No, $500 million.
There you go.
Excuse me.
We weren't going to correct him.
Yeah, it was not going.
Tyreek Hill, the Cheetah, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the best running back in this draft class, period, and Travis Kelce, my number one tight end in the league as of right now, battling out with none other than George Kittle. If you are interested in that battle, go check out a different video, George Kittle versus Travis Kelce, tight end battle. That's not exactly what it's called, but yeah, so... There's that. But
if you're
defense.
looking for it, it's called a player comparison.
Yeah.
Just player comparison series.
Yeah. So we know their offense is good.
Yeah.
But let's move to the defense.
Didn't you already do that?
And I did name off some people on the defense. They lost some parts on this defense, but they've also still have some great players. Chris Jones, one of the guys that just signed to a huge contract. He'll be there for a while.
Underrated.
The problem is they don't have much cap space, so that's going to be interesting to see how they work around signing guys like Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce in the future. So that'll be interesting to watch that. But also Frank Clark, very great, and Tyrann Mathieu. Those are three really, really big names on the defensive side of the ball. Not just the Chiefs, but all of football, and they're on this team.
Yeah, I mean, that's really all to say. It's just so dominant. Let's keep going down.
Could be the next
division.
dynasty in football.
Yeah.
All right, well, the Chiefs finish at 12-4. Now, next team in the division is the Broncos and the Raiders, who's tied at 7-9, but I'm going to go with the Broncos first because they are first on here. So here we go to the Broncos. It starts with the quarterback as usual. That is Drew Lock. I know these two are very high on Drew Lock. I'm high on Drew Lock too, but I know they are more than me. So if you guys want to say some words about Mr. Lock, go ahead. You're locked and loaded and ready to hear it.
All right, go say some words.
I'd be honored. And we've talked about the Broncos before on our channel. We made a deep dive video talking about them, which is basically a series where we pick a team and solely talk about them for about 15 to 20 minutes. So go watch that video if you want to do more. That's why we can probably contain this one as well. But talking about Drew Lock now, a young guy, he seems so calm on the field. His presence kind of reminds me of Patrick Mahomes. Like, he doesn't even realize he's playing like a professional football game. He's just kind of there, like seems like he's in like a pee-wee league. Like, that's how calm he is.
And on the bench, there's a video of him rapping, and he doesn't even remember what he was rapping.
Oh yeah,
he's just
a fun.
He's got a way about him.
He looks very young too. He looks like he would still be in college. Let's be honest. Like,
I mean, he's not that far removed from college.
No, he's not. But
it's only 1 year out.
But he just looks like he could still be in college. Other guys maybe don't look that much like Tua, you would think right now, and this is his rookie year. You wouldn't really think he's...
Why are we talking about this?
I'm just saying, he looks young.
Alright, anyways.
It's true.
Yeah, I just think the talent is there for him as well. He's got good arm strength. The accuracy is improving as well.
Like Mizzou.
So let's keep going down the roster because we don't want to take too much time doing this.
Well, let's just move to the running back position real quick. And there's some stacked positions on this offense. The running back position is one of them. Melvin Gordon, recently acquired from the Chargers, who decided to play with another AFC West team, obviously being the Broncos, just so they can play against the Chargers again, because he did not like how they handled him. Then there's Phillip Lindsay. He's a great running back. He did a lot last year. And then there's Royce Freeman. He's really that big bowling ball guy.
Yeah.
He's more of a red zone running back, but he still does some great things. Levante Bellamy, not a guy that many people hear about, but I think he's still a pretty good running back when I've seen him on the field, although he is fourth, so you probably won't see him very much. So that running back room is stacked. But not only is the running back room stacked, the wide receiving room is absolutely stacked as well. And this could underratedly be the best wide receiving room in all of the NFL this year. It's very young, but it still could have potential to be very, very... What are you guys laughing at over there?
Nothing.
Okay, it still has potential to be one of the best wide receiving rooms in all of football. Cortland Sutton, he was a rookie last year. This will be his second year now. I love what I saw from him on the field last year. I think he's going to have a really great breakout year. Then there's the two rookies, Jerry Jeudy, who fell to them. And then there's also KJ Hamler from Penn State, who they ended up getting. Jerry Jeudy being from Alabama.
Yeah. Those are some good colleges.
Absolutely, those are some good colleges. Ryan, I know you like both of those colleges.
Yeah.
You did like them.
I've had my times with both of them, yeah.
So, those are two of the greatest wide receivers out of this great wide receiver class that we just had. Jerry Jeudy, my best wide receiver. KJ Hamler, a great deep ball guy. He's a little small, but he can get the job done. Also, Deshaun Hamilton, a wide receiver on this team. He's more of an underrated guy as well. I think he'll do some good things. And he was a rookie last year too, right?
Who?
Deshaun Hamilton? I feel like he's new.
I think so. That sounds right.
Somewhat new, yeah.
So that is completely stacked. And I'm just going to keep going here with some stacked positions. At the tight end position, Noah Fant, who they got last year. Then Jeff Hireman is also on there. And the guy they drafted this year, Albert O. Not going to even attempt the last name. Yeah. So Ryan says he loves that pick. Albert Okwebunganam.
I don't know if he's like, I don't know. I'd give you like a C.
Okay.
Like I don't think I can do it either.
I think it's Okwebunam.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad then.
Alberto, but he's reunited with Drew Lock. I love the two young tight ends they have in Denver.
We're spending too much time. Let's get to the defense.
Well,
future's bright though.
First of all, got to mention this offensive line just for a second. Got to mention Ryan's favorite guy, Garrett Bowles. Don't you love Garrett Bowles?
Yeah. Oh yeah, holding machine.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, some other guys, Lloyd Cushenberry drafted this year at the center position. Dalton Reisner, drafted last year. So just some newer names to the defense now. And my defensive player of the year is on this defense, an underrated one. Most people might be watching this, they're thinking Von Miller, right? No, it's Bradley Chubb. I think he's going to have a great season. He's listed as a linebacker, but he's lined up on the line most of the time. In the under front. So, Bradley Chubb, I love what he can do. What are they looking at? Anyways,
keep going.
Von Miller, one of the greatest players in the history of that linebacker position. Has been a huge part of this Broncos team in those Super Bowls and has always been a dominant threat on this defense. Jarrell Casey at the other edge position. Let's see, find some other names on here. AJ Boye recently there.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Traded. It was a trade, right?
From Jacksonville, yeah.
Yeah, so one of their many trades for picks. So he's going to be playing that cornerback position. Kareem Jackson at that safety position.
Oh, he was
so
good
very
too.
Stacked defense. And of course, the coach of this team, a former defensive coordinator, and Vic Fangio, who was with my team, the Bears. I've had a lot of those references recently. And so, yeah, that's the defense.
Yeah, the future's bright in Denver. They might be a year away from true Super Bowl contention, but I think the future is very bright with that young core.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit faster about these last two teams because I know we're going to talk about them more later because that's going to be the focus of the video later on. You'll see it because there's going to be a little bit of differentiating between them. So you can start.
All right. Well, we move on to the Chargers now. Wait, I'm not going to move on to the Chargers. I'm going to move on to the Raiders. Before we get to the Chargers, first of all, Raiders no longer the Oakland Raiders, now the Las Vegas Raiders. So a bit of an adjustment, but something that we're getting more used to now. So Derek Carr is their starting quarterback right now. I like what I've seen from Derek Carr, but they also did get Marcus Mariota to that team, so it'll be interesting to see that quarterbacking room. What are you guys laughing at over there?
I'll tell you later.
Just keep going.
Okay, I'm not feeling very good about this. But anyways, so that's their quarterback situation. I think Derek Carr should get... What is so funny?
Keep going. We're not laughing.
Are you laughing at me?
We'll talk about it in the video. Keep going, please.
You're really not helping me right now.
Talk about Justin Herbert.
He's on the Raiders.
I know. I want to get faster here. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Justin
well
Herbert.
then stop laughing at me. So, talk about the quarterback situation. Also, this team got Jason Witten. He's not going to be the starter. It's going to be Darren Waller, who did really, really great last year
Good
at the
veteran
tight end
presence,
position.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely great veteran presence right there. Ryan said it. Then the rookie pick this year, Henry Ruggs, a speedster out of Alabama. What is so funny?
Nothing.
You guys are really messing me up right now. Henry Ruggs, a speedster out of Alabama. He was
That was
the
the wrong
first
pick, though.
wide receiver taken off the board. So the Raiders obviously liked him over guys like Jerry Jeudy, like CeeDee Lamb.
They shouldn't have, though.
They shouldn't have. I
I
agree with
agree.
you, but it's what they
They
did.
shouldn't have done.
So that's a new face in that wide receiving room. Some of the guys there as well. Then on the defense, I honestly don't have a good roster pulled up, so I can't really name too many of them off for you. So if you guys
It's slowly
I missed
improving.
one. Josh Jacobs on the offense. He could have won Offensive Rookie of the Year last year.
Yeah.
Did not end up doing it because of a screw up in the system. For
Yeah.
some reason, Kyler Murray won.
I don't
Josh
think the system
Jacobs.
works.
Yeah.
Well, and for the sake of time, when you're talking about the defense, we're not going to list off a bunch of players' names, especially since Jordan doesn't have a good roster pulled up according to himself.
Cleveland.
But there's a lot of
Yes.
newer, younger guys on this defense that they're building up. Mike Mayock and John Gruden have been doing a great job of building up that defense.
Bunch of
It's
Clemson
young.
people.
It might take time, but
On
the
offense.
pieces are there. So I'm just going to say that about the defense and let's move on to the
I think
Chargers.
well said.
Sorry, Oakland Raiders.
I knew one of us was going to do that.
Vegas.
I fixed it. I
Vegas.
meant to say Raiders. It just came out as Oakland now.
Vegas.
Sorry, Raiders fans. I did not have more in-depth analysis on your defense because I don't have the roster pulled up, and I haven't watched the Raiders game in a decent amount of time because they're on the West Coast. So, anyways, now to our last team that we need to talk about. That is the Los Angeles
Yeah.
Chargers. Tyler told me to talk about Justin Herbert, so we're going to do that in
Yeah.
just a second. But we got to talk about the guy who's listed in front of him on the depth chart right now, and that is Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod.
Tyrod.
I don't.
That's one of the two.
I don't know which
I
one.
don't think he cares that much.
No. Anyways, so it'll be interesting to see how this quarterback situation will play out this year. Justin Herbert, obviously the rookie out of Oregon, staying near and dear to his home area. He grew up in Oregon, and now he's moving a bit more south to Los Angeles, but he gets to stay on the West Coast, so that'll
That's
be
true.
good for him, in my opinion. So it'll be fun to see when Justin Herbert will get to start. I don't know if he's going to start right away. It seems like they
At
have
some
confidence
point, I
in
think
Tyrod, whatever it is. So that'll be a fun one to watch. Then to the running back position, Austin Eckler headlines that group. There's also a guy I really like in Justin Jackson, that backup guy. I think Austin Eckler did great in relief for when Melvin. I almost said Melvin Ingram. Melvin Gordon.
That's the other side of the ball.
Yeah, when Melvin
You're on the
Gordon
right team,
was
guys.
not starting. So I think Austin Eckler is going to take on that RB1 role very, very well this year. Then we'll go to the wide receiving position. Keenan Allen.
A
starts
pissed
out
off
for
Keenan
Buffalo.
Allen.
Yeah,
That's
That's
exactly
what
right.
Well said.
He said, "All right, what was? Do you imagine? Exactly.
He said, "I'm the best
he said,
wide
like,
receiver in the
I'm
AFC
tired of
West."
keeping my mouth shut.
He said, "I'm
Yeah.
tired
And
of
then he
like,
tagged a bunch of other.
about
Who did he-
biting my tongue." He
Yeah.
tagged like Mike Evans. He tagged the wrong Chris
Yeah,
Godwin.
he had Chris Goodwin.
And then he like had a bunch of receivers. He's like, "I'm better than you guys." And
Yeah.
I don't know.
Typical receiver beef.
Yeah.
It's not even surprising. at this
He
point.
did say in there though that he was not as fast as a guy like Tyreek Hill, but
Yeah,
he
but
was
he
a
said
better
he's
route
better.
runner.
So he said all their attributes are better, but yet he's a better receiver.
Yeah, that gave me a headache reading that.
Yeah.
So.
Although I do think Keenan Allen is a great receiver. I think
Yeah.
he's an underrated guy. He's fought
Yeah.
out some injuries in his career, and I really respect him for the way he plays the game. So Keenan Allen, a little bit angry. It's fun to see him play this year. Mike Williams also on that team at the wide receiver position. He could be more of a deep threat. He can do some things in between. And then the last one on the depth chart, Andre Patton. I actually don't know who this is. So
Why'd you talk about him?
it's just because he's
This is why the videos go so long.
and then we move to the tight end position. I know who this one is. It's Hunter Henry.
Of course we
Yes.
Didn't they re-sign him this year?
Yeah.
They re-sign him. So they'll have him there for a while. He suffered some injuries last year, but I think he's great when he's healthy. Then the offensive line is there as well. Brian Bulaga coming from the Packers as a recent
Brian.
addition. Mike Pouncey playing that center position. It was previously with the Steelers. So those are some big names on that defensive line. Now we move to the other side of the team. I didn't say ball this time.
No, you didn't.
And that is the defense. And it starts with Joey Bosa off of the edge, brother.
Congrats on getting
Nick
a
Bosa.
huge
Oh, yeah.
extension, by the
Yeah,
way.
5 years,
By the time you're
right
seeing
now.
this, it was a while ago.
Yeah,
but
5
by the time we're
years.
pre-recording it, it was today.
135 million, I think, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly.
And some more huge names on this defense. Linval Joseph at the defensive tackle position. That's a new name. Defensive end. Melvin Ingram. Now I can say his name. Melvin Ingram, the third defensive
there it
end.
is.
He's there too. Justin Jones also tackle in there. And then a recently acquired guy who I really love. That is Kenneth Murray.
Yes.
Out
Yes.
of Oklahoma.
Traded up for him.
He's
That was
a
a
speedster.
great move.
He's a tackle machine. And they traded up for him, as Tyler said. I think Kenneth Murray is going to have a great season with these Los Angeles Chargers. Then Chris Harris Jr., who they
Nice
also
signing.
got a great signing. They really upped this defense at that safety position. Derwin James, one of the best safeties in the league right now. There could be a brawl. Who's the best safety between Jamal
He's coming
Adams,
back from
Derwin
injury,
James,
so.
some other guy, Minka Fitzpatrick, coming back from injury. So it'll be fun to see how that works out. Nasir Adderley and Casey Hayward Jr. also some big names in that secondary.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, that took a lot longer than I expected, so we're going to go through 4, 3, 2, 1 quickly. I should not have thought Jordan was going to go quickly through that, so that's kind of on me.
You always assume that I will.
So let's start with Jordan. Quickly go through your 4, 3, 2, and 1 with very little explanation.
Okay, well, this division could go a plethora of different ways.
By the way, before you start, I did
for-
say with those last 2 teams in the division were going to be interesting because we might have an internal debate between us on which one's going to be there. So this one, I think we all agree on 1 and 2. It's 3 and 4
I
that
hope
might
we
be
do.
mixed up.
So this one could be interesting. In my opinion, they're saying they're going to agree on 1 and 2. I'm not sure. I'm saying from 4 to 2, it could go a plethora of different directions. But finishing, at last in the division this year, I think will be, it's actually listed as the Oakland Raiders on the thing I'm looking at right now. Come on, NFL.com. It's the Las Vegas Raiders, who I say will be finishing 4th in the division this year. Just not completely there yet. They need like maybe 1 or 2 more years to truly rebuild. That's why they have Gruden there. That's why they signed him to that 10-year deal, so we can really truly get the rebuild. I think they'll do all right. I think they could just do exactly what they did last year at 7-9, maybe even better, but still finish at last in this division because all these teams are so great. Moving on to the next one, as Tyler is tapping his wrist for time, and that is going to be the Los Angeles Chargers. I think they're going to do great as well. I think Justin Herbert will hopefully get in this season. I like him. I think he'll do some good stuff. I like that offense, and that defense is absolutely stacked. I think they'll do good, but it's a very fiery division. They were all trying to fight fire with the fire against the Kansas City
That's
Chiefs.
my line.
It's not your line. I've heard it before you said it. So
No.
nice try there, buddy.
No.
I think the Chargers will do good. I love their team, but they're in a tough division. Next team is none other than the Denver Broncos. I know these two are very hyped on them, and I am too. Looking at that roster, there's a lot of names on there. Love the defense, love Drew Lock, love the wide receivers that they got. I think they're going to finish 2nd in the division this year. And then, needing no explanation, the Kansas City Chiefs and Clyde Edwards-Helaire will finish at 1st.
All right, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, 4th in this division.
When you're saying the Chiefs, you have to say what I did, because that's just how they're going to be generally referred to from now on.
Yeah, I don't think so. But
It's not like they have
It's like EDP
the highest paid
Eagles.
player of all time on their team or anything.
yeah,
Deserving so. But
4th in this division. I'm going to try and make this quick. I also have the Las Vegas Raiders. Some promising pieces there. This isn't even much a knock against them. Just the other teams in this division got a lot better. I don't know.
we'll find out.
And, Raiders, not horrible, but I think this division's a little too ahead of their game for them, at least for this year. And then in number 3, I have the Los Angeles Chargers. I like Justin Herbert. They're young, they're developing, but I love the additions they made on that defense. That's why they're ahead of Vegas. And number 2, Denver, as Jordan mentioned. Tyler and I especially are high on them. I think Denver's a playoff team.
Me too.
Just might be a year away from that true Super Bowl contention level because of how young they are. But you know who is at the Super Bowl contention level? Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. I think that's the right way to say it.
Thank you.
The $500 million man. He's like now a part-time MLB owner at age 24. Like, he has it all. And, he's going to have another AFC West title and maybe more than that. So Jordan and I have the same exact order. So for the first time in touchdown table history, will we have a perfect agreement all from 1 through 4? Or will Tyler switch it up? I don't know.
Well, when you watch this video, I'm sure you're like, oh, I wonder when you first clicked on it, what these 3 guys' different opinions about this division will be. Very curious. Well, sorry to the point, we're all the same. I have The Raiders in 4th. Chargers getting 3rd. Broncos in 2nd, and the Chiefs led by Andy Reid. Andy Reid and the Chiefs.
That's okay too.
Okay, I can accept Andy Reid.
And 1st in this division, so I'm not going to do too much explanation because we all
Right.
just said the same thing in the same order.
Three-peat?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
So, sorry to bore you with the 3-peat there, but that's our opinions. We're not going to lie on this channel. So, thank you guys for watching this video.
I'm
Make sure to like
biased
the
on the
video,
channel, though.
subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and comment your opinions about this division down below. With that, we will see you guys later.
See ya.